Hello there, and welcome to Hammerman for today, April the 17th. Happy Easter to everybody out there that celebrates Easter, and happy Monday or Sunday, depending on when you're watching this. Happy day to you, if you don't do the Easter thing specifically. So, obviously, kicking it off on stage 1 and coasting through to stage... Well, again, not coasting. Maybe struggling might be a better word. But working our way through to stage 7 as we can. Now, what you probably just noticed there, though, is I have a Grappler in the middle of... Yeah, in the middle of my defense. It's true, there is a Grappler, and it is sitting there. I also have like a Doom Cannon shoved way at the back, but with Scorcher Mania, Scorcher Sunday, Scorchers, Scorcher Mania going on, I figured it made sense to rock a Grappler and a Doom Cannon. I don't know why, I can't imagine. I don't know. But, yeah, I figured, okay, you know, I'm gonna give this a shot, see how this works, let's have some fun. Not a single Zooka, or sorry, not a single Scorcher attack on my base. But it meant that I have kind of a strange mix of prototypes for Hammerman this week. Obviously, the Doom Cannon and Grappler are chilling. There's a damage amp too, but we're not gonna worry about that. Now, I know I normally leave the prototypes at the back, try not to get them involved, and just kind of write them off for the first couple of levels, but I really don't use the Grappler that often, and pretty much never on Hammerman. So I wanted to try it out. I wanted to see how it would change, I guess, the dynamic of the attack, and I just kind of dropped it over there on the left-hand side, just to see sort of, you know, what's up. And I'm kind of glad that I did, because as you can see here, right now there's a bunch of Riflemen in the way and whatnot, and they're kind of slowly getting chopped down. But the Grappler blank just starts grabbing tanks from the back and is like, well, I guess we're gonna just have to kill these things. And then also, because this is a Gren level, as you can see, slowly trying to work through the Riflemen, but once the Riflemen are gone, the Grappler grabbing tanks again, grabbing Grenadiers again. Like, it really does come in kind of handy. What it does is, like, especially in the earlier levels when that, like, first line of defenses is being attacked and is fully engaged, it just keeps pulling stuff into the back so that it can be like, hey, back defenses that aren't really engaged, blow this guy up. Which, it's nice. It works really, really well. Maybe not necessarily as well as I would like. I think a nice feature of the Grappler would be, like, if it grabbed, instead of the nearest target, the furthest target within its range. Which, like, you know, if you've got like a bunch of Riflemen with some tanks behind it, and it went past the Rifleman, grabbed the tank, and like sucked it in, I think that would be truly devastating. Maybe it would be almost OP. It would be too powerful, because let's face it, if you're rolling through with like tank medic, it's just gonna reach out, grab your medics, and then suddenly your tanks are all on their own. It'd be a beautiful thing. It'd be fun to watch, but maybe a little too powerful. I don't know. You know, discuss in the comments below. I'm curious what you think. The impact of the Grappler grabbing the farthest target instead of the nearest target. How do you think that would affect it? Would it make it more useful? Would it make you more likely to use it? I don't know. Anyways, so pretty much rolling through with the standard base, even though the one level had like a whole bunch of Grens, I was just like, you know, trying to see what the Grappler would accomplish, and I gotta say, it accomplished quite a bit. It did a pretty darn good job. I thought, anyways. And then, of course, There were so many warriors and riflemen, and just like, it's a mountain of melee in there, and the flamethrowers and machine guns, and I guess rocket launchers technically, and mortars. The whole gambit, everything was involved. Let's just say everything just shredded those riflemen over and over. And like this week is like the rifleman tank combo. Like, I'm pretty sure every single level had riflemen and tanks, except for possibly stage 7. I think that was just a rifleman medics. I don't know. Not too worried about it. We'll figure it out as we go through. But yeah, like, just super intense week. I was kind of glad that I had the Grappler, because when everything is working away on those riflemen, and you have all of your short range stuff up front, normally those tanks just kind of sit there and cherry pick away at things, but the Grappler really prevents that, because as you can see now it's grabbing heavies. And I kind of have the Doom Cannon moved up into range. You can see I've got it placed so that when the Grappler pulls something back, the Doom Cannon just blows up whatever it is. In this case, it's just heavy after heavy after heavy. But if it were tanks, it would be the same result. And, like, come on, it's a freaking Doom Cannon. It's gonna blow up whatever has the unfortunate luck of being pulled back. Really great combo with the Doom Cannon and the Grappler. They work really well together, because the Doom Cannon can kind of go over to the side, so that, because I use that kind of a C-shaped base, you shove it like right in the middle and it's got range. So even if all your defenses get cleared out and you've got troops working their way through the non-defensive buildings, taking a ride on the C train, the Doom Cannon can just sit there slowly firing away, but you've also got the Grappler over on the far right, which pulls things into the Doom Cannon's range before you'd normally have stuff in the Doom Cannon's range, right? So you've effectively increased the number of I guess, battle fronts that you can work with, which is really nice and handy. I enjoy it. And then, oh man, the Doom Cannon with the AoE is so powerful. I love it. I'm not gonna lie. I watched like these tanks just disappearing. I almost felt sorry for Phil. Just like one after another, and they're gone. Now, for Stage 7, fully had to whip out the damage amp. I needed the extra oomph to get through the 600 plus rifles. Absolutely insane number of rifles, and as you can see, I've kind of loaded up my base in the damage amp to get as many machine guns and flamethrowers in there as possible, because this Stage 7 is ripe with the critters. Phil just went crazy this week with the critters. It was all about the critters. Don't believe Limp Bizkit. Nookie had nothing to do with it. Critters is the answer. Critters. Anyways, as you can see, I kind of tucked the Grappler over there on the left, because once you get rid of the stuff protecting those tanks, the Grappler reaching out and just pulling the last of the tanks really goes a far way to preventing them from having their way with the waves of riflemen. Also, I don't know if you noticed, if it was clear enough, but the Grappler just kind of sits there and is like, oh, there's medics in range now, and just starts plucking away at the medics, doing work. So definitely key part of the defense right there, taking out the medics so that the rocket launchers, flamethrowers, machine guns, pretty much everything left can take out the remainder of the riflemen. Very exciting to be able to pull down Stage 7 without a Hot Pocket. It doesn't happen often, and definitely needed a little bit of extra work to figure out how to best utilize the tools that we had. but as you can see, fantastically worked. And of course, thanks very much, guys, for watching. Hopefully this has been helpful. Hopefully it's been entertaining. And most importantly, hopefully you guys have a fantastic day.